Hey, so this rumor about Meek Mill abusing Nicki Minaj is resurfacing because there was a fallout between Meek Mill and former Dream Chaser Dean, whom a lot of the blogs are describing as Meek Mill's best friend. I don't know if he was necessarily his best friend or just someone who's a part of the team. Before we get into the details, I would like to say that from what I've seen, it seems like the issue stems from lawyer fees not being paid or some sort of legal issue, and also money. And I think I seen something about somebody robbing somebody, or he felt like maybe he wasn't getting money through being a part of Dream Chasers. And also, all of a sudden, I then saw other videos populate about this guy talking about the Drake beef, talking about what I'm here to talk about, which is, the relationship with with Nicki Minaj. How I feel about that is I feel like this guy is not a real friend, because whatever they had an issue with, let's say it's about the guy not covering his legal fees, right? I'm sorry, about Meek Mill not covering the guy's legal fees. Why is it now that you're exposing everything about the relationship that you had with Meek Mill? So you've always just been sitting there collecting information for a day like this, right? Any way that he has felt, I feel like he should have expressed that to Meek Mill if he was a true friend. So I feel like it's unfortunate. I can't stand people like this, where it's like we fall out about one thing and now you're exposing everything that you've ever seen when you've been around me. That's weird behavior. And it seems like this guy also thinks like Meek owes him something. Now, I don't know what his position is as a dream chaser. I don't know what his salary was supposed to be, but let's say Meek gave him a job where he was getting paid $100,000 a year. It's his job to manage himself financially thereafter. Meek Mill is a superstar. He's the one who's worth millions or whatever the case. But the way I see it, if Meek Mill afforded him to be around that lifestyle, it's his job to grow himself. It's his job to manage his money and handle his legal battles, unless he did something for Meek Mill, related to protecting him or security. I don't know what his position was with him, but it's unfortunate because a lot of times in the music industry, that's the thing. A lot of people do interviews and they exposing that, oh, this person didn't do this for them or that for them, not realizing that it's their responsibility to be financially responsible. It's their responsibility to be responsible, period. Anyway, so I actually like Meek Mill. So I did hear of this rumor before. Nicki Minaj, when she talked about being abused, she did not use a name. So a lot of people assumed that it was Meek Mill because this rumor or these statements came directly after her relationship with Meek Mill, or around a time where I think that's the last person that she was with. So everyone assumed that she was referring to Meek Mill. So immediately, even though there wasn't any names associated, immediately Meek Mill responded. They had a back and forth online. And I didn't like how Meek Mill responded because, well, I don't even want to say I didn't, because I guess what I was about to say is Meek Mill responded by starting to talk about Nicki Minaj's brother. And then he added like additional things on as well, additional things that the public wasn't necessarily aware of. He made claims that outside of the brother that got arrested, he made claims that the other brother was also involved in those allegations. So I was gonna say that if he hadn't brought that forth before, I just feel like, why are you bringing it forth now? Because that's important. So if he really felt away about that. I feel like he should have been said something about that. And it didn't feel like genuine, just because there were times where Meek Mill would seem to be trying to reunite with Nicki Minaj. So I don't know, but they had a back and forth after, you know, certain things came out about alluding to Meek Mill being abusive towards Nicki Minaj. So that was a few years ago. Fast forward to today, the rumor has resurfaced because of Dean. He is being really specific, and he's saying that Meek Mill specifically spit on Nicki Minaj. He specifically put her out into the woods. They were at a home, I believe he said in, I think he said New Jersey. And Nicki Minaj was crying, and Dean said he had to go get Nicki Minaj. So, he said, Nicki Minaj, am I lying? And of course, Nicki Minaj has not responded. At least, I haven't heard of her, responding. But if that is true, I am disappointed, because there's a lot of songs that I like of Meek Mill's. And there's also well, I'll say I have like one favorite interview of Meek Mill. And I would be really disappointed because yeah, that's not condoned. A lot of people give Nicki Minaj flack for the things that her family is accused of, but that's just as bad. Being accused of that type of thing is just as bad. So what do you think? Do you think Meek Mill is guilty? This allegation has come up more than once, but honestly, Meek Mill, not to make it as if like it's a normal thing, or to make it as if, let's normalize it, but he's not the only person that has been accused of this type of thing. There's actually a video, I don't know if you can find it now, but there's actually a video of Jay-Z actually putting his hands on a woman. This was a long time ago. This is like before Blue Ivy. And there's a video of that. And Jay-Z is, I love Jay-Z, but they were younger. So that's the only thing I can say about it. It's just like maybe younger, not mature. But what do you think? Let me see your comments down below. What do you think? Do you think that Dean is telling the truth? What do you think about the type of friend that he's being right now? Because they fought out over one thing, and now he's exposing everything that he's ever seen. I feel like the relationship could never even be mended, because now you just start exposing everything. I saw you go into the bathroom and you had on a white t-shirt under. It's like, well, how is that relevant to what we fell out over? He's a horrible friend. So I think Meek Mill shouldn't be losing any sleep over this. But I'll see you soon. Thank you for tuning in.